So, I'm not blaming anyone for this, right? It's a very, very easy assumption to make. You see a new Mario Kart and you think, oh, that has to be the next entry in the series. It's Mario Kart 9. However, I'm really starting to get miffed by this because I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're all going to be bamboozled, and I don't want anyone to think being bamboozled. I think we should be prepared for this. So here's my logic. Mario Kart Tour, hear me out. Mario Kart Tour was Mario Kart 9. It had a lot of investment and time put into it. A lot of its features were officially ported over to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the Booster Course DLC. It was just treated like a regular Mario Kart game, if not even more than a regular Mario Kart game. How many tracks did it get in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC for the Nintendo Switch family of systems? That was a mouthful. How did I say it all without tripping up? It got a lot. I think there was a city course with every single cup, if I'm not wrong, or there was something like that. It was like two original courses for Mario Kart Tour every single time versus the others where it was a bit of a gamble. Oh, are we going to get a Wii track? Are we going to get a DS track? Wish we got a couple more DS tracks, actually. We got a lot of Wii tracks, but I wish we got a couple more DS. I'm a little bit upset, but we didn't get Airship Fortress. Is anyone else upset about Airship Fortress? Just me? Okay, I'll carry on. So, what's the next idea, right? What's it going to be called? If that was Mario Kart 9, surely this could be Mario Kart 10. That's a very decent idea. However, calling it Mario Kart 10, in my opinion, although it would make sense and also make people be like, oh yeah, Mario Kart Tour was Mario Kart 9. Mario Kart 10 just sounds cleaner. I think they did that with the iPhone, right? They just went straight from iPhone 8 to iPhone 10. So they could definitely do something like that. Skip the 9, think that 9's not cool enough, 9 doesn't sell, 10 sells. But I think also that would make stuff a little bit confusing, and it doesn't really have a purpose of calling it Mario Kart 10. So in my opinion, if they're going with numerical order still, and they're going to name it with a numerical number at the end, I think they would just instead chose to call it Mario Kart X instead, and people would be like, oh, it's Mario Kart 10 or something. There would be that sort of division between people where you could call it Mario Kart 10 or you could call it Mario Kart X, but Nintendo would officially call it Mario Kart X, and it could be Mario Kart Cross or something like that. It could have a really fun name, and even from there it could be called Mario Kart Extreme or something. I think that sounds really, really fun, especially if they have this bumper cart sort of idea where maybe the LNR, I think we talked about this earlier in a previous video, but you could use LNR to bump into enemies and stuff. I think there's definitely some sort of secret part of gameplay which you're not entirely aware of, and a subtitle like what they did with Double Dash could make a lot of sense here versus calling it Mario Kart DS or Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart 7 or 8. I think they're sort of done with the Mario Kart 7 and 8 era for sure, because I think it's similar to what happened with Mario Wonder. New Super Mario Bros. Was an established series, and they sort of kept every 2D Mario acting like that. Every 2D Mario had new at the end, and then all of a sudden Mario Wonder came out. What did they do? They dropped it. It's still sort of similar, it has the same logo and stuff, but it was definitely a big evolution. Am I saying they're going to call this Mario Kart Wonder? No, I think I understand why people might say that, but no, they're not going to get people confused with an existing title. Nintendo, why would they do that? Do they ever call it Mario Kart Galaxy or Nintendo Wii? No, they call it Mario Kart Wii. So this is another option. They just simply call it Mario Kart, right? It's simple. It's simple and direct. There's no confusion. There might be a bit of confusion actually, but there's no confusion in a way where it's never been called Mario Kart before. We've had Super Mario Kart, but then everything else is Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart Double Dash. So that's it, right? It's probably going to be either Mario Kart, just simply named Mario Kart X, or maybe something with a subtitle similar to Double Dash, where it's Mario Kart Extreme, or Mario Kart Bumper, or Mario Kart Open, something like that. Mario Kart Open would sound kind of crap, actually. Don't call it Mario Kart Open. That would be pretty cool, though, if it was open world and stuff. But no, it's not going to be Forza, I don't think. There's probably going to be branching pathways and all that stuff. And I think they could do a subtitle to it, because we only have Super Circuit and Double Dash, which have subtitles, correct? Tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that's what the case is. But no, want to know what my true opinion is? Want to know what I think it's going to be called? Want to know that if I was a betting man, what I would bet on? Okay, so I think that the title of this next Mario Kart will be Mario Kart 2. I think it makes so much sense across the board. I don't know why people aren't calling it Mario Kart 2. It's the Switch 2. It's Nintendo's first console with a 2 in it. Actually, no, we have a 2DS. But it's the first direct sequel console in terms of being literally called Nintendo Switch 2 versus Nintendo Switch. And so This seems to also be a huge evolution of Mario Kart, with, again, it possibly being open or having at least more options and freedom and stuff. It doesn't seem like it would play like any other Mario Kart, and I personally think that retro tracks won't return at all. I know a lot of people saying, oh, Baby Park with 24 players would be hilarious and super fun. I think we'll get a map similar to that, but I don't think we would get returning courses from previous games. If you want to try those out, it'd probably be a case of try out Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because it's still backwards compatible. You can still play it. I'm sure many people will be playing it, because I really think the gameplay in this one will be totally different, where it genuinely feels like a stark contrast to any other Mario Kart. And giving the title officially Mario Kart 2 would make so much sense, being a case of, oh, it evolves the franchise in a way we've never seen before. It's on the Nintendo Switch 2. It makes so much sense. And also, it ties into what Nintendo have done before with Mario Kart DS and Mario Kart Wii. Because another thing, I know that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold the most, if I'm not wrong. What was right before that? It was Mario Kart Wii. And I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold so well, not because of the way it was named, but purely because it was on the Switch. I really think it's a bad name. Like, I get why it's called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but for it to be the highest selling Mario Kart, to me, it doesn't sit right. I feel like if it was called Mario Kart Switch, right, that even sounds like it would sell better. And I'm sure many, grandparents or parents or family just call it Mario Kart on Switch, or, oh, do you want to play Mario Kart? They never call it, oh, do you want to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? They just sort of see Mario Kart at the beginning and oh, that's what it is. But if they're like, oh, do you want to play Mario Kart 9? They're not gonna say that, because they're like, oh wait, we already have Mario Kart. What? There's a 9th one? I thought we already have Mario Kart. Oh no, that was called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. What? I thought it was just called Mario Kart. People are gonna get a little bit confused. And again, I'm thinking about from the normies perspective. So for Nintendo to release it and call it Mario Kart 2, like, imagine that in a normie or casual experience. Oh, hey, do you want to try out Mario Kart 2? Whoa, Mario Kart 2? Whoa, that's crazy. Like, it will really be a big momentum similar to any sequel you would imagine, like, Shrek 2. I don't know why that's the first example that came to my head. But I just think it makes so much sense to call it Mario Kart 2, and I think if they don't call it that, I would be honestly surprised. I think there would be no real reason for them not to call it Mario Kart 2. They could just call it Mario Kart, but I think, again, that would be also very confusing. They could call it Mario Kart Extreme and give it like a subtitle. That would make a lot of sense, but I think with just the way the climate is right now in terms of media and stuff, it makes sense to just do full naming titles with a big old number at the end. I don't see any movies coming out with subtitles. Like, look at Sonic 3. That just came out recently. It was just called Sonic 3. It wasn't called Sonic the Dark Experience, something about Shadow. Like, it was just called Sonic 3. And I think keeping it simple, having it be numerical like that, is almost like back in fashion. Like, it was a thing where it wasn't really that common. Like, I think the 2010s, it was a lot more common to give subtitles to things. I think they did this with like Spider-Man, right? All the Tom Holland Spider-Mans, like those will have like random home words in them with the word home. And it's like, okay, that's kind of clever, that's kind of neat, but not in fashion anymore. They should just call the next one Spider-Man 4. No, I'm talking about Spider-Man right now. We're here for Mario Kart, but regardless, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Is it gonna be called Mario Kart 2? Is it gonna be called Mario Kart X? Is it gonna be called Mario Kart 10? Or is it simply gonna be called Mario Kart 9? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe for more Mood News.